again!
It's over!
He's done it again! Unbelievable!
Oh, straight into the roof of the net.
Nice one.
Straight down the middle. So a good performance.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Right, on the show today, Indian cricketer Virat Kohli has had a tense exchange with an Aussie journalist at the Melbourne airport. The Aussie media has gone on to say that the Australians have finally gotten under Virat Kohli's skin. What was the episode all about? And who was in the right? Trust Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, to jump in on anything that is beginning to make waves. Magnus Carlsen will headline at chess, which will make its debut at the Esports World Cup in Riyadh next year. Only the best performers will make the cut and fight for a massive cash prize. Is this the right move? Why has Saudi tapped in on chess now? And FIFA seems to be firefighting as they enter 2025. Their map during the World Cup 2026 qualifying draw has Ukraine hopping mad and pointing fingers of a bias towards Russia. What's transpired there? All of this heading your way, but first, let's take a look at the headlines on Sports 360. Starting with cricket, Pakistan registered their second consecutive victory over South Africa to win the three-match series 2-0. The visitors won by 81 runs. Captain Mohammad Rizwan's 82 and Kamran Ghulam's 63 of 32 took Pakistan's total to 329. Shaheen Shah Afridi and Naseem Shah starred with the ball. Over in women's cricket, India beat West Indies by 60 runs in the final one-dayer to clinch the series 2-1. Batting first, India posted 217 thanks to Smriti Mandana's 77 of 47 and Richa Ghosh's 54 of 21. Radha Yadav picked up 4 wickets as West Indies were restricted to 157 for 9. In football, Manchester United suffered a close 3-4 loss to Tottenham in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. United were trailing 3-0 up until half-time. Joshua Zirkzee and Amad Diallo brought United back into the game with 2 goals. But Son Heung-min's 88th minute goal ended United's chances. 6 men, including Paul Pogba's brother, Matthias, have been sentenced to prison term between a period of 3 to 8 years. All of them have been convicted for extortion attempts targeting footballer Paul Pogba. Back in 2022, Pogba, while filing a complaint, even claimed he gave $104,000 to this group. And summing it up with NBA, Steph Curry's Golden State Warriors were humiliated by Memphis Grizzlies 144 to 93. Curry only managed to score 2 points as Warriors slipped to 10th in the Eastern Conference points table. Sting. The Indian team is already in Melbourne. The Boxing Day test is scheduled to begin on the 26th of December. Word I'm hearing is that there is generally a tense atmosphere around the Indian dressing room. Let me tell you the reasons. The scores are level, yes, but Australia heads into the MCG test with the advantage resting with them. They had India on the mat, and India barely snatched out a draw there. Reason number 2, R. Ashwin's retirement. He announced it right in the middle of the series and has flown back home. The pictures that you will see was from yesterday. He has not stayed back with the squad even for a day. The general atmosphere in that dressing room is a little heavy and tense. And reason number 3, the continuous scrutiny over the senior cricketers that remain in the squad, 2 of them in particular, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. Now, Rohit Sharma is a slightly different character. He has somehow managed to laugh it off when the media puts him in a bit of a spot, and his general affable nature has softened the media's stance towards him. Virat Kohli is different. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's fiery and energetic. He's very outspoken, straightforward to the point of fault. And it doesn't help when you don't have too many runs under the belt too. But that's not what I'm going to talk about today. Recently, when he was at the Melbourne airport, a video went viral of Virat Kohli having a bit of a tense exchange with the Australian media. Take a look.
Kids, I need some privacy. Yeah? You can't film without asking me. Okay. Yeah?
Virat Kohli and his family had landed in Melbourne, and the Aussie media present there were busy filming him and his children. Virat stopped them right there and firmly told them that they needed to take permission from him to film his children. The Australian media has had a field day reviewing this footage. They have triumphantly called this Aussies finally getting under Virat Kohli's skin. The Border Gavaskar trophy and his lack of runs, his poor form, and India not really pulling out the big moves has got to Virat Kohli. And he's finally snapped. He's under pressure, and that's why this reaction. That's why this outburst. I want to stop them all right there and take a bit of a pause. First of all, it's silly to mix the two. Yes, Virat Kohli has had better days on the field. He's scored more in one test than he's had in 3 so far. He's done that in the past. Critics, commentators, everyone is having a field day questioning Virat Kohli's form at the moment. And all of that is true, rightfully so. But this is also the same player who celebrated Jasprit Bumrah and Akashdeep saving the test like he himself was out there striking the winning runs. He was helping Rohit Sharma set game plans for the Aussie batters that was coming off, being just as ecstatic even when he was not in his zone with the bat. And what happened at the airport is separate. That's his personal life. He has every right to firmly tell off any media, Australian or non-Australian, to stop filming his children and ask him before they did or wanted to. Now, he did not say anything different from what the Indian media is used to hearing back home. In fact, most of them are more mindful when it comes to this aspect with almost every celebrity now. Such are the times we live in. Now, sure, there is the occasional rowdy, over-enthusiastic, overzealous camera person or journalist who wants to push the boundaries, that extra shot, shove that mic and push the cameras in your face. We've all seen it happen. But largely when it comes to celebrities' children, there is a general rule that many follow. No pictures without permission. And many of these celebrities are very, very personal with that. And Virat Kohli had every right to put his views there, even if he looked disturbed and perturbed while saying it. There will be a section of you watching this who will comment right away, well, Virat Kohli signed up for this. He signed up for this attention, this media craziness, and the frenzy. It comes with his job. It comes with the territory and the fame. He earned the glory, and this is part of the package deal. I'll stop you right there. Virat Kohli signed up to be an international cricketer. He dreamed of playing for his country. No one, including he himself, knew the brand, the celebrity that he would go on to become. But that is just it. Virat Kohli is a public figure, sure, but not a public property. He has every right to tell any media not to film his kids, not show in that, but of course not shown in that video that we saw that's gone viral is the fact that Virat Kohli, after that very tense exchange, actually went ahead and even shook hands with the camera person to acknowledge no hard feelings. But yes, come the Melbourne test, the Boxing Day match, there will be no friendly gestures. It's battleground, and there you will see Virat Kohli in his usual aggressive best. Chess is entering the big league. Millions across the globe witnessed the World Chess Championship final. Multiple online streams catered to a chess fanatic audience that is growing exponentially. But guess what? This is just the start. The sport is bound to get a massive boost next year. And the catalyst is once again Saudi Arabia. Saudi's hostile takeovers of sport continues as it looks to enter the chess world too. The sport is set to make its debut at the Esports World Cup in Riyadh. And just like Saudi's other ventures, there is a lot of money invested here as well. Some of the world's best will compete for a very cool $1.5 million prize pool. And once again, the Gulf nation has targeted the best in the business. World number one Magnus Carlsen will headline the event. Carlsen is reportedly going to join the Esports World Cup as an ambassador.
I'm thrilled to see chess join some of the biggest games in the world at the Esports World Cup. This partnership is an incredible opportunity to grow the game by introducing chess to new audiences and inspiring the next generation of players.
Now, the event won't just be a single format, and only 16 players will compete in the Esports World Cup. So top performers of the year will get to feature in that World Cup. Clearly, Saudi is trying to make it a grand affair, striking the iron when it's hot. And the hottest sport at this point clearly is chess, because the sport has finally come back to its rightful place, India. The rise of young sensations like Gukesh Domaraju has done the trick. The reason why I say chess's growth and success is linked to its popularity in India is because any sport that becomes recognized in a nation that has a population of 1.4 billion is bound to attract more sponsorship deals, better TV rights, and more advertisements. Just like how cricket boomed in India, of course, it needed that success to be the ideal catalyst, like the 1983 World Cup triumph. And that, of course, gave birth to Indian Premier League, which became a billion-dollar business. Now, India holds the monopoly over cricket. We are witnessing something similar starting to take off in chess, especially with the kind of success India has had this year. And now just add Saudi Arabia to the mix and it's one heady cocktail. The sport is clearly gaining a huge revival, but this has not been something of an overnight overhaul. India's grandmasters, from getting their first grandmaster in 1987, they've only grown. India has managed to have about 35 grandmasters up until 2013 and 35 in 26 years. But in the last decade alone, India has seen 49 grandmasters come through the ranks. The sport is no longer a sport for the nerds and geeks. Well, it is, but just more cooler now. Young Indians are drawn more to becoming chess players. Look at how India welcomed world champion Gukesh. Of course, the fanfare alone is not the major reason for chess to gain such prominence and also to hold a lot of promise in the years to come. But any sport that has won India over, chances of it becoming a global property and a brand entity just becomes much higher, which is where Saudi's geniuses come into play. India had the advantage of being early birds when they introduced the Indian Premier League. Saudi is doing the same with this venture. Sure, the vehicle is driven by the lowest denominator. They are luring the big names with the big bucks, but the goal is a bigger one. And esports may just be the start of it. Saudi seems to have recognized what a seemingly TV-unfriendly sport like chess has the potential to achieve. They see the larger picture already and are making the moves. Russia and Ukraine have been battling for almost 3 years now, and the one organization that seems to be stuck in the middle of this is football's governing body, FIFA. Every decision taken by FIFA that concerns either of these two has resulted in more controversies than solutions. In a latest development, Ukraine is accusing FIFA of supporting Russia's propaganda. This after FIFA showed a controversial map during their 2026 World Cup qualifying draw. Ukraine is furious that FIFA showed one of their internationally recognized peninsula, Crimea, as part of Russia. And while FIFA has written a letter to the Ukrainian Football Association, Ukraine is furious. A report.
In early 2014, Russia invaded the Crimean Peninsula, a part of Ukraine, and then annexed it. But only a handful of countries consider Crimea to be a territory of Russia. Internationally, the peninsula is still recognized to be part of Ukraine. Football's governing body FIFA, though, made a huge blunder during their 2026 qualification draw. While showing the countries that cannot be played against each other due to political tensions, FIFA highlighted Ukraine but showed Crimea as a part of Russia. Following the gaffe, FIFA wrote to the Ukrainian Association of Football General Secretary regretting the whole incident. But was that enough? Because it isn't just the Football Association that FIFA seems to have angered. It has in fact sparked a political row in Ukraine. Given the sensitivity, it did not sit too well with some of the government officials in Ukraine who have demanded a public apology from FIFA.
By redrawing international borders in yesterday's broadcast, you not only acted against international law, but also supported Russian propaganda, war crimes, and the crime of aggression against Ukraine. We fixed the map for you and expect a public apology.
Ukraine is now accusing FIFA of being biased towards Russia. But if you just look at the recent past, FIFA has always stood by Ukraine during this war. The footballing body has banned Russia's football team from all competitions since 2022, even leaving Russia's football system in a shambles. They are forced to play lower-ranked teams like Vietnam to keep their football going. But what FIFA's map did was make a political statement, acknowledge the controversial territory as part of Russia. What's interesting to note here is that Crimea has been under Russia's control since 2014. Following that, there have been 2 football World Cups. And while announcing those draws, FIFA put Crimea as a part of Ukraine. Following the outburst, FIFA has blamed external third-party service providers for the map gaffe. But even if the mistake happened due to a third party, how could FIFA blindly go ahead with the content provided by them, unless they found it to be okay? What FIFA put out on a broadcast is a message from all of the footballing world. And clearly, the decision to include Crimea in Russia wasn't the message the world would want now. The tensions are already high, and this misrepresentation from FIFA won't make it any better. FIFA are already facing the wrath from many quarters over giving Saudi Arabia the 2034 World Cup hosting rights. Their stance on humanitarian law are being questioned. Issues like racism and violence keeps them busy as is. And now this. Clearly, FIFA has a lot of damage control to do and fires to fight.
Time for last serve. World heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury trained ahead of their highly anticipated rematch. The last time the duo faced off was earlier this year. Usyk became the first undisputed champion in 25 years. Take a look at their small little face-off before the mega showdown.
Nothing to say, apart from there's going to be a whole lot of hurt and pain in this fight. You watch. That's all I got to say. Talking's been done. You know, the first fight, I talked, I joked, all my career. This time I'm serious. I'm going to do some damage here on Saturday night. Watch me go to work on this.
Don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone. See you on Saturday.
With that, we wrap up First Sports here today. I'll see you again after the weekend. Do take care. Bye-bye.